glorious day in South London. It's still a bit on the cold side, but it's going to be quite warm later on, which is lovely. I was looking at some Jackie Gardner paintings on her Facebook, and I looked at her snow scene and thought, well, that's lovely, why am I going to do a snow scene? But when the weather's so changing for the better, I thought better of it. So I'm going to do what? Do you have an English landscape with yellow? Well, rapeseed, rape flowers that are sort of an acidy, lemony yellow. And so I thought I'll do something like that. I won't do any detail in it, but I want to put a line of trees on the horizon. I'll make it slightly undulating, but using black and lemon yellow. So here we go. So I'll put that in first. I prime this. This is a piece of watercolour paper, an old demo that's been pasted to a piece of hardboard down the hill. Just black, lemon yellow, a bit of red maybe, just to warm it up a little bit. This is only roughly stated at the moment. Spring trees, but I'll scumble over that when it all dries a bit. So thanks to Smoothie last night, who kindly spent a couple of hours of his time trying to work out how we can put a voiceover, a narration, on the speeded up videos. I've got a headphone with a microphone on it that comes by the side of your mouth. So if anybody knows how to work that out, we couldn't do it anyway. That's the long and short of it. We could record my voice and play that back in the sound recorder, but we couldn't seem to find a way to get back to the overlaid sound on the video. So if anybody's got any idea, on Windows 8.1, I did try Windows 10, but I lost everything that I'd taken a long time to put together. So I'm scared to go back to Windows 10 at the moment, even though they've ironed out all their problems, or so they say. Right, okay, so that is that. Let's just a basic wash in there. So let's put in a yellow rapeseed field. A bit of white in as well. This is going to be such a, hopefully, such a simple statement. Getting the nice sunlight. Put a bit of yellow ochre on there. Go down there. I'll put some shadow in this as well. Just a bit of medium yellow in with there with it as well. Piling the paint on. We're making a painting, not a copy. No, so Smoothie did his best to find out how to do it. It was his idea that I did it in the first place. So thanks, Smoothie. I hope we can sort it out. It's very frustrating. Okay. Right, let's put in a bit of shadow. I've got a cup of tea here, so I'm going to drink that as well. For those English football fans, West Ham are playing my team, Crystal Palace, this afternoon, London Derby. I shall be listening on the radio. I haven't got Sky. We can hardly watch all the stuff we record. Now, for those of you who think I mumble, great apologies. Sometimes I'm thinking aloud, sometimes I don't really know, or most times I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go along, and I sort of talk to myself. And I even got a complaint that somebody heard radio. Well, yeah, sometimes. I listen to talk radio on my headphone, only on one ear. And sometimes when I plug it in, I've only got it on sort of low volume. It sort of syncs with the radio, and I forget to turn the radio off. But I've only done that once or twice. So, right, now sort of a spring sky, so a bit of ultramarine. Let's just get that in. Nice blue. But the blue will be light because we're not looking overhead. We're looking ahead. That way. I'm using this Masterson Stay Wet palette. I didn't put any primer on, well, any plaster of Paris on this one, just straight in. I'm just going to use the thickness of paint as we build it up as the texture. And for those subscribers that come on, they find my channel, say, oh, I'm a master. I'm not a master by any stretch of the imagination. I didn't quit when I couldn't do it. That's the best I can say. I wanted to learn to paint. I'm not a great drawer. I don't really practice that. I draw with a brush and the paint. I primed this with a thin wash of PVA, not PVA, some burnt sienna. That's drying now, see if we can just come down into those trees before we put them back in again. Okay, that's looking right. Let's put in a bit of red, and a bit of that yellow. Let's get a nice wafty clouds going across there. All nice and springy. Thick paint, thick juicy paint. Don't want your clouds white, want them with plenty of colour. Sort of reflecting a bit of the landscape. Sort of, it's abstract really. Light on the horizon, slightly ready. What does that look like online? That looks right. Right, let's carry on with the flora and fauna. That's a bit of red, bit of blue. I'm trying to keep myself out of the frame because apparently it looks a bit off-putting when you see it speeded up. I'm doing the speeded up ones. I need to try to develop my channel to reach more people on Facebook, which has a link to YouTube and vice versa. Just turn that down a little bit. Just put those lines on there. I'm going to put those trees back. Just want them to lay back in the landscape. White yellow. I'm using these inch varnish brushes from Pro Art. They're lovely brushes to use. They come up to about 2 inches. I've got two of the inch ones and one the 1.5 inch one, which is for bigger painting. Absolutely lovely. I try to keep the brushes simple. In other words, don't use too many. Use the largest brush possible. You can't paint a large picture with a small brush. Okay, let's put a little bit of green in there now. Just a little bit of a black in that mix. The lemon yellow, black, fabulous greens. And I'm going to make this slightly bluer, I think, on the trees, just to give it a bit of distance. And some of that red underneath the sienna to show through. And I'll put some wedges of like thistle or an impression of. Right, let's go back into, let's get a bit of blue into there. I'll put some warm in the foreground, some oranges. Right, so now we've set those trees back. Let's just get some a little bit larger. There we are. Nice. Mixing some warm greens there. I'm just adding some red to that mix. So just add like a little bit of texture. Okay. Now we can use that mix and just from there. We need plenty of mix here, I think. Just red, black, blue, yellow. Just thick. I don't seem to use a lot of alizarin. I've got about 10 colours on the palette, but you don't have to use them all. Alright, just to sparkle the that greeny yellow, a bit of orange in the foreground. And this is the green. Right, okay, let's just bring that out of the frame a bit. Right, I think that's about it really. I'm going to put it in the frame, in the 10 by 8 frame, 10 inches by 8 inches that is. Let's see what that looks like. We don't have to, a painting doesn't have to be complicated just because there's a lot of detail in the landscape or cityscape or whatever you're painting. I can probably put a bird or two in there. That one doesn't fit the frame. I'm going to cut a bit off. Well, I can't do that now because the paint's wet. So what I'll do is just hold it in the frame with a bit of masking, a bit of tape. It doesn't fall out. I'll put it up here. So there we are. We've got a very simple rapeseed field, which is so typical of the English countryside these days because of the rape oil. It's a very popular oil. It compares with olive oil, good quality olive oil. So it's a bags of nothing. As Ted Weston would say, bags of damn all. And he wasn't far wrong. It's a quick impressionist painting. I hope you like it. Do these sort of things yourself. Don't overcomplicate. Let the viewer fill in the gaps. Okay, I'll let that go. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.